Okay, so please settle in, wriggle, do whatever you need to do so that you're comfortable for right now. So close the eyes, come into your breathing. And with every exhale, letting the body drop into your mat a little bit more. So it's those long exhales that help us to calm, relax. To calm the nervous system and therefore to relax the muscles. To allow you to work safely and effectively. So just focusing on those long exhales, making them a little longer than the inhales. With every exhale, relax the face, relax the shoulders. Allow the arms and the legs to be heavy. Remember in your practice, and I would say not just in your practice, but in your daily life and in your postural habits, we can very much be holding on to tension in the body, even be it a low-grade tension. And even more so if you've had pain from anything, back pain or an injury, we get protective. And so we start to move in these patterns where we're holding, gripping. And it might be within your yoga practice, or it might be just generally that you move quite rigidly because you don't want to go too far into something. Or when we start to activate some muscle groups, we start to tense up in other places. So I'd really like you to really tune in, pay a little bit more attention to where are you gripping when you don't need to in this practice. Usually, but we can all be different, usually it is around the forehead, the jaw, and the shoulders. But it might be that you're quite protective of an area such as your low back, and therefore you grip around your mid-back or the buttocks. So just see if you can tune into these things a little bit more, not just in your practice today, but in your whole day as you're moving and sitting. Keep checking in. Where are you tensing up? Because these little habits over time can really chip away and cause us pain. So just bearing that in mind, letting it go in. And always remembering in your practice, you can pause, stop, modify as you need to. Work to a comfortable challenge, feeling muscles work, activating only the ones I say to. So a couple more rounds of breath, feeling the movement of the breath in your body. The belly, ribs, chest rising on the inhale. Softening, relaxing on the exhale. And let's start to bring some movement into the body now. So if you've got your legs bent, lengthen them out long along your mat. And just start to bring movement any way that feels good into the body. So you might want to wiggle your toes and your fingers. Or you might just want to start to move everywhere. Little movements in a lot of places. Getting into the wrists, the ankles. Rolling the head. And rolling the legs and the arms in and out. And then when you're ready, if you've got the legs quite wide, bring them just a little bit closer together. So just neutral kind of hip width. And let's have a nice big full body yawn of a stretch. So inhale the arms back behind you. Reach from fingers through to feet, toes pointed or feet flexed. Squeeze the buttocks. And then let it all go. And then carefully draw your knees into your chest. Hug them in and rock from side to side. And the closer that the knees are into the chest, the more into the mid-back area you'll start to massage. And the further the knees are forwards away from you, the more you'll be massaging into your low back. So kind of just alternate a little bit, knees close in, knees a little far apart, all whilst rocking. Far apart, far away from you, I should say, sorry. So just trying to feel into different areas of the back that you're massaging. And then stir the legs around. So move the legs together in the same direction, with or without the guidance of the hands. Might be some clicks. Circle the other way. Good, and then circle the legs separately. So like you're doing two separate little circles on the ceiling with your knees. So you inhale as the knees open out to the side, and exhale, circle them back in towards one another. So stirring into the hips, oiling the hips. And go the other way. And then knees stay wide in frog pose. Circle the feet so you can hold your ankles or your shins. And get rid of the popping and the clicking in your ankles. Again, just noticing what's going on in your upper body with this. Your face, your shoulders. Circle the other way. And then closing the knees back up, bring your feet down onto the mat. So just with the knees bent, you can be in constructive rest pose with the legs, feet wide and knees knocking inwards. Reach the arms up to the ceiling, inhale, and circle the wrists around. Exhale, again, just getting into these little joints. And circling the other way. And And then we're going to do arm circles, and depending on your space and your shoulder mobility, so we're going to do arm circles. So we're going to be moving from the shoulders. They can be big circles, small circles. So you're going to inhale as you take the arms wide out to the side, and exhale as your arms come back in towards the midline of the body. So whatever you have space for, I just want you to get some movement into your shoulders. They don't have to be super straight arms. You can have little bends in the elbows, elbows soft. Just working with those circles and the breath, inhaling, opening, exhaling, closing. And change direction, circle the arms the other way. Big windmill arms, if your shoulders and space allows. If not, little circles will do. You just want movement. And then relax the arms down. Now we're going to do a whole mobility sequence all down the right side. So draw the right knee into the chest, take hold of it, inhale, and lengthen your left leg long down to the mat. Exhale. So give a little bit of energy into that left leg. So a little bit of engaging of all the muscles in that left leg, the left foot pointed or flexed. Any pinching within your right hip, move the right knee a little out to the right side. Shoulders don't need to be playing any part here. Relax them. The jaw, the forehead. Just be in this shape and breathe. A great release of tension for your low back. Helping digestion, hip mobility. Gentle stretch into the back of the thigh and into the buttocks. Just with this movement, just with this position. And then right hand holds the right knee, left hand onto the left hip. Inhale. And open the right knee out to the right side. Exhale. No movement through the left side. And just feel into it for yourself. Does the right knee need to be out to the side more and down towards the foot end of your mat? Or a little less out to the side and more up towards your shoulder? Where do you feel something that feels kind of intuitively right? And not everyone feels a great deal with this. So there are some that's just kind of in the position and don't necessarily feel a stretch to the inner thigh or anything going on in the hip. It doesn't mean you're not benefiting. But just do kind of move around a little until you find like, that's a good place. I'm going to be there. And then come back to the center. Inhale. Pause there. Exhale. We're going to go into twisting. So either keep the right foot up in the air or place the sole of the right foot onto the top of the left thigh, your choice. Arms out wide if you have space. If not, cactus the arms. Keep your shoulders down. It's a small movement. Breathe in. And as you exhale, the lower body rolls to the left as the head turns right. Inhale, center. And keep going with that. Exhale, lower body left, head right. Inhale, center. Exhale, rolling. Good, lovely. Inhale, center. And last time, exhale, rolling. Good. Inhale, come back to the center. And pausing there, exhale. Hold behind the right thigh. And keep hold of the right leg, but inhale, bend your left leg and bring the left foot down onto the mat. So left leg in half bridge. Yep. And then flex the right foot. We're going to go into hamstring stretches here. No need for the strap with this one. It's just a little series that we're doing. So keep the foot flexed. Inhale. Stretch the right leg up. Exhale. Inhale, bend. And exhale, stretch up as though you're kicking that right heel up to the ceiling. Inhale, bend. Exhale, stretch. Inhale, bend. Exhale, stretch. Inhale, bend, and come into figure 4. Exhale, place the right ankle onto the left thigh, foot flexed. Inhale, lift both legs, reach through. Hold on to the back of the left thigh, and exhale, squeeze the legs in. Good, then have a look at your own shoulders. Are they rounding in towards one another in order to try and hold on to that left leg? If so, then prop your head up onto a brick. Or maybe thread your strap through around the back of the left thigh, or do both of those things so that you're putting this all into the lower body and not feeling tension in your upper body. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with props. Props help you get into the places that we need to get into safely. Making sure you're not frowning, you're not clenching your teeth, that you're working with those long exhales. Good, and then from here, releasing the hands from the left leg. And releasing and unraveling the legs, draw both knees into the chest, give a little rocking just to reset before our next movement. And then let both legs go out long, all the way down to the mat. And we're going to do a side bend here. We're going to do banana asana. So we're going to side bend, side stretch on the right side. So take your arms up and back behind you. Inhale. Big full body stretch, and then keep the arms back behind you as you exhale and just relax the body in that shape. Breathe in. And as you exhale, do little steps with your feet over to the left. So little steps, walking the feet over towards the bottom left corner of your mat, as far over as you can comfortably go, but not letting the right buttock lift up. And once you feel like you're as far over as you can comfortably go, you breathe in, and you do the same with the upper body. Exhale, wriggle your upper body to the top left corner of your mat. And if this bothers your right shoulder to have your arms reaching back behind you, then either fold your arms under your head and make a pillow with your arms for your head, or drape the right arm across your ribs, or just leave it down beside you, as long as you maintain the C curve of your spine. And some folk like to cross the right ankle over the left. If that works for you, great. If not, don't do it. And it should still be that you can breathe deeply, easily. If you can't, you might need to back your C shape off. You might need to back your banana off. If you're feeling any sharp kind of digging sensations on the left side of your body, you don't want that. Ease off a little bit out of the shape. Again, you don't want to be digging any ribs into kidneys. You just want to be feeling a good right side body stretch. I'm going to stay here for a couple of more breaths, and do heed my advice that when I cue you to come out of this, don't swing your legs back to the center, please. Just do little steps. Learn from my once mistake that I made that really did not feel good on my body. It hurt. So little steps is a good thing, please. So if you've got the ankles crossed, uncross them carefully. Breathe in. As you exhale, do little steps with your feet back to the center. Little steps, little steps. Once you feel like the legs are pretty much back to center, breathe in and wriggle your upper body back to the center. Exhale, wriggle, wriggle, little movements. Then bring your arms down and carefully, one at a time, draw the knees back into the chest. Little rocking, reset. And then holding onto the left knee, inhale. Lengthen the right leg long down to the mat. Exhale. Bit of energy in that right leg. So activating the muscles in the right leg a little bit like you're sucking the muscles into the bones. Right foot pointed or flexed. Any pinching in your left hip, move the leg a little out to the left side rather than squeezed right to center. Again, just holding this shape and breathing, just appreciating this very simple position for all of the good that it does of releasing tension in your back, easing any uncomfortable stomach sensations, gentle stimulation for digestion, gentle stretch for the back of the thigh, the hamstrings leading into the buttocks. No work in the upper body, shoulders soft, relaxed, jaw relaxed. Just being with the breath. And then left hand to left knee, right hand to right hip. Inhale. As you exhale, open the left knee out to the side. So moving from the hip, no movement in the right side of the pelvis or the right leg. And again, just explore as to where is the right place for that left leg today. So maybe a little lower down towards the feet end of your mat, or maybe a little higher up with the knee towards the shoulder. Maybe somewhere in between. Those long exhales. And come back to the center. Inhale. Pausing there. Exhale. We're going to go into twisting. So left foot either up in the air or sole of the foot on the thigh, the right thigh. Arms out into a T shape or cactus. Remember to keep the shoulders down. Breathe in. As you exhale, the lower body rolls to the right as the head turns to the left. Inhale, center. And again, exhale, lower body right, head left. Inhale, center. Good, nice. Exhale, roll. Inhale, center. Last time, exhale, roll. Inhale, come back to the center. And exhale there, taking hold of that left knee once more. Hold behind the left thigh. And keep holding there. Bend the right leg and bring the right foot down onto the mat. So half bridge with your right leg. Flex the left foot, inhale. Stretch the left leg up, exhale. Keep the buttocks down. Inhale, bend. Exhale, stretch up. Inhale, bend. Exhale, stretch up, aiming the heel up towards the ceiling. Inhale, bend. Exhale, stretch. Yeah, very nice. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, bend. And exhale, stretch up. Good. Inhale, bend and come to figure four. Exhale, place the left ankle onto the right thigh. That left knee out to the side, left foot flexed strongly into that L shape to protect your knee. And then inhale, lift both legs, reach through, hold on to the back of the right thigh, and exhale, squeeze the legs in towards yourself. And again, please use your props to keep this safe so that you're not gathering unwanted tension anywhere else in the body. You should only be feeling this into that left hip, left buttock, left thigh, somewhere around there. Not lots of tension around your neck and your shoulders. So prop your head up on your brick, thread the strap behind the thigh, or do both. Good. And for those that don't feel too much sensation here, remember you can actively press your ankle against the thigh against the ankle. So using the leg muscles to make that happen. Long exhales. Inhale. Unravel the legs, knees to chest, little rocking. Exhale, side to side. And then bring the feet down onto the mat, lengthen out the legs long. You're taking the brick away from under your head if you had that there. And full body stretch. Inhale, the arms up and back behind you. Stretch, 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 stretch. Keep the arms back behind you as you exhale, relax. So we're going to move into banana to stretch the left side of the body. Inhale. And as you exhale, walk the feet over to the bottom right corner of your mat. Little steps, little steps. As far over as you can go comfortably, where the left buttock is not lifting up. Breathing in. And then exhale, wriggle your upper body to the top right corner of your mat. And if you want to cross the left ankle over the right, go ahead, see how that feels. If it gives you a little something extra that feels good, great. If it just feels like you're then straining or stuck, don't cross the legs. If the left shoulder isn't happy here, remember your options of folding your arms under your head, or draping the left arm across your ribs, or just rest it down beside you. Again, so we want a nice big long stretching sensation down the left side of the body, but you only want like a gentle squeeze sensation on the right. You don't want any digging, pinching, sharp pains on the right side of your body. You ought to be able to breathe here, so if the breath feels restricted, that's a bit of an indication that you've probably taken it a bit too far. And I think for a lot of people, banana is a bit of a Marmite pose. You either love it or hate it. I kind of alternate between the two. There are times I love this, and other times it's just like, ugh, yuck. So know that that's normal, that we have this kind of relationship with some of these yoga poses. And if you've got the feet crossed, carefully uncross them. Breathe in. And as you exhale, do little steps with your feet, little steps back to the center, or where you perceive the center to be. Little steps. And once the lower body kind of feels like it's neutral, breathe in. And as you exhale, little wriggles with your upper body back to the center. Bring your arms down alongside the body, and one leg at a time, draw the knees back into the chest. And either rock or circle the legs round, whichever movement feels optimal for getting out any tightness or sensation in the back after that movement. Because one side is stretching, one side's contracting with that. So even it all out. And then bring the feet down onto the mat, knees wide, feet wide, for windscreen wiper legs. Arms can be wherever they want to be. They can be wide, or you can rest your hands on your tummy if you wish. And so we let the legs be floppy. Inhale. As you exhale, drop the knees to the right. Maybe the head turns to the left. Inhale, center. And exhale, knees left, head right. Inhale, center. Exhale, knees right, head left. Inhale, center. Exhale, knees left, head right. Inhale, back to the center. Pausing there. Exhale, bring the feet just to be back to hip width. And bring your brick skinny width in between your knees. So we've done our mobility work. Let's do our strength work. Good. That's it. So feet down onto the mat. And the things that are consistent with this is that you're pressing the back of the waist into the mat. So do a little bit of a 12 o'clock tilt with your pelvis. If you want the hands behind the back of the waist to press your back of the waist into your hands, you could do that, remembering that your hands aren't stacked upon one another. You've just got the fingertips lightly touching. So we maintain that press of the back. We're squeezing the brick and we maintain the squeeze of the brick. So already there's a lot working with that. We may find this position, this exercise boring, and we've been doing it for many, many years now, but it is still the main key functional foundation movement for core stability. So we need that one in there. It's a great one to wake up the abdominals, preparing us for the other movements that we do. So let's add on our core breathing, remembering that when we inhale, we don't allow the back to arch, lift at all. We don't let off of the squeeze of the brick. Those two things, the back and the brick, constant. The inhale, belly relaxes. And exhale, belly contracts, the abdominals contract, pelvic floor. Inhale, relaxing the belly, not arching at all. And exhale, contract, squeeze. Keep going with that. So as I look here, it should look like all of your screens are frozen because I shouldn't see any movement, any change in the legs of the squeeze of the brick at all. The only thing I might see happening is the belly gently rising and then being drawn in towards the spine. Keep going with that. Every exhale, contracting, squeezing, cinching in the waist and drawing up the pelvic floor muscles. And all the while we're activating those lower body muscles, we're trying not to gather any tension in the upper body. That we've not started gripping up around the shoulders, the neck, the jaw. It really does look like you've all frozen now. Okay, keep squeezing that brick, keep pressing the back into the mat. Remembering the whys of why we do this, even if it's kind of like, oh, this is the most boring one there is. Yes, it is, but it does good things for waking up all of our core muscles from the inner thighs all the way up to the ribs. It helps to keep all of the other core movements and actually just the rest of the practice, regardless of the core movements, helps to keep all of that safe by firing up these muscles now, preparing them. So a little longer with this, concentrating, focusing. It's as though on those exhales you're trying to zip your hip bones in towards one another, and then zipping your pubic bone up towards your sternum, the center of the chest. So that whole squeeze in, squeeze up. And then from here, keep the brick where you've got it. Carefully lift your legs up to a right angle. Scoot the bottom out from underneath you. So again, your back of the waist is pressing into the mat, or your hands if you're wishing to still have them there. Feet flexed and pressing together. So our 90 pose, we know how this goes. So this just takes it up another level from our core breathing that we was just doing. So step by step, in yoga it's known as krama, to level up, to add on each time. And to stay at the krama, that is your challenge today. So if you're feeling this into the back rather than your inner thighs or abdominals, draw your knees in either a bit closer to your chest or bring your feet back down. Feet press, brick squeeze, back of the waist pressing, that little bit of a 12 o'clock tilt to your pelvis, almost like the action like you're trying to lift your buttocks from the mat. And then we're going to take this into the 100. Remember your kramas, your levels for that is that you could do this with your feet lifted as you've got them right now. You could bring your feet back down. You could have your upper body lifted or down. Okay. So I'm going to cue you with the upper body up, but know that you can bring your upper body or lower body down anytime. So core muscles engaged. Now keep them engaged. Inhale. Lift the upper body up. Exhale, reaching your hands out past your thighs. If today you've come up and it's like, that doesn't feel good in my neck, bring your upper body back down, but keep your arms lifted. You can still do the arm pumps with the upper body down. Okay. Keep the core muscles really engaged and start to press the arms, pump the arms. So you press, 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 like you've got two imaginary balloons under your hands, pressing them, squeezing them into your mat. Press, press, press. Yes, good, exactly. If you feel you need neck support, you can have one hand behind the head, but you're not pulling on the head if you do that. Good. Keep pressing, 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 pressing. 5 pumps to inhale, 5 pumps to exhale. Pelvic floor muscles definitely drawn up, belly button drawn to spine. If you want another krama, another level to this, if this is feeling like this is manageable today, then you could start to extend your legs a little forwards, but not as a consequence of if your back is arching. You've got to maintain the back of the waist into the mat if you're doing that. Press, 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 press. Let's have a little looky. Good. No tension in the face. Good. Core muscles really working. Being at the level, the krama that is working for you, that's a challenge, but a safe challenge. Good. Good, and then pause with the pumping of the arms, seeing if you can lift the upper body up a little bit more from the abdominals, not your neck. And then upper body down, take the brick away. And come into laying butterfly. Bring the feet down onto the mat. Drop the knees out to the side, soles of the feet together. Make sure your feet are quite far away from the body, not too close in towards the groin. And just let those inner thighs just stretch out, open up with gravity after all that squeezing. So slow the breath, let the core muscles relax. You can switch off for a little while. Good, so we've done this next sequence a couple of times, maybe once or twice in this class, but this is quite a tough one. Sorry about that. So some of you have not done this one, so this is why I'm adding this in again this week. Sorry for those that have done it several times, but just know that you are getting stronger as a consequence. It is a fairly quick pace that we work at with this, so I need you to really make a promise to yourself that you are going to maintain control within that. Okay, and pause if you need to. Comfortable challenge with it. Okay, so you've got your feet, so your knees out wide at the moment into laying butterfly, supine butterfly. Let's carefully close those knees back up. You can use your hands if you wish. If you need a little back rock, a little back massage before the next set of core movements, you can take that right now. Why not? A little back massage is always good. So this is from exercise series called Barre, B-A-R-R-E, or Barrefloor. So often known as kind of the ballet workouts, but it's Pilates really. So we're going to bring the feet down onto the mat, knees bent. You're going to bring your left hand behind the head. So you're resting your head into your left hand. Your right arm, reach it back behind you. Okay, so right arm's reaching back behind. Left hand is behind the head, under the head. Now reach your right leg out long along your mat. Yep, it's that one. Some of you are now going, oh yes, oh. Press the back of the waist into the mat. Do your 12 o'clock pelvic tilt. So that right leg might feel like it wants to hover a little. That's okay. It's going to be lifting up very shortly anyway. Engage your core muscles. So squeeze them in, squeeze them up, maintain them. Before we move, just give you a little heads up. What we're going to be doing is on the exhale, you'll be lifting the right leg up and attempting to reach somewhere on that right leg with your right hand, be it the thigh, shin, ankle, or foot. You'll be lifting your upper body up. Okay. So that'll be the exhale. Upper body's lifting and reaching for that right leg. You inhale back to where you are right now. So core muscles, inhale, exhale, lift up, reach, inhale down, exhale, lift up, reach, inhale down, exhale up, inhale down, exhale up, down. Don't pull with that left hand on your head. You're pressing your head into your hands. The only thing that's lifting your upper body up is your core muscles. That left foot, left leg is stabilizing you. Inhale down, exhale up, inhale down, exhale up. So we're going to go to that pace. Inhale down, exhale up, inhale down, exhale up. So there is, a fair quick movement going on here. It needs to be controlled. So if you don't take the right leg all the way down to the mat, great, you could hover it. That'll keep a little bit of momentum helping you out. I don't take my right leg all the way down. Exhale up, inhale down, exhale up, inhale down, exhale up. So I'm going to have a little looky at you. Looking at it on screen, it does look like there's a lot of flinging going on, but I'm trusting I've emphasized the control element of this enough. Inhale down, exhale up, inhale down, exhale up. So it's a bit quicker than a lot of the core work that we usually do. I know. Core muscles engaged. Your hip flexors will start to wake up if they're not already. So the front of the hip, front of thigh. Good. If you don't like lifting the upper body each time, you can definitely still do this by just reaching arm and leg towards one another and keeping your core muscles strongly engaged. So if this is bothering the neck, the upper body can stay down. Otherwise, if the neck is all right with it, your upper body is lifting as well. If you feel it's easier to exhale out through the mouth as you do this set, absolutely. Now we're going to keep this going on with this right leg, but I'd like you to switch the hand behind your head. So right hand is behind the head, and the left arm's going to reach to the outside of that right leg each time now. So you're getting a little bit of a twist action with it. Left hand to outside of the right leg somewhere. Thigh, calf, ankle, or foot. Exhale, inhale down. Exhale, lift, inhale down. Exhale, lift, inhale down. Core muscles still engaged. It's a long set, so make sure you're breathing with it, folks. Inhale down, exhale up. Keep a little space between your chin and your chest. Head heavy into your hand. It's the core that's lifting your upper body up if you're coming up. Good. Hip flexors might start to kind of go, really? Yes, really. They'll get a good stretch after, I promise you. Inhale down, exhale up. Inhale down, exhale up. So we stay with this right leg, and we're going to go back to swapping the arms. So left hand comes behind the head, right hand goes back to reaching. And the change here now is that every time that the right leg comes in towards you, bend the knee into the chest. Inhale, stretch it long. Exhale, bend the knee into the chest. So you're squeezing that right knee in this time, rather than a straight right leg. Again, if lifting the upper body up is too much, you feel that your abdominals have kind of switched off and your neck muscles are taking over, keep the upper body down. And just squeeze that right knee in, keeping the back of the waist pressing into the mat. Hopefully the abdominals are getting nice and warm. We have one more set on this side. So we're going to keep that right knee coming in and change the hands again behind your head. So right hand behind the head and squeeze the knee in with the left hand. So there's a little bit of a twist action, left shoulder towards the right knee. Inhale everything long, exhale, squeeze and a bit of a twist. Inhale long, exhale, squeeze and twist. It's not easy to talk whilst doing this. Good, we're still alive. Oh yes, look at you all. Is it too much to ask for happy faces with this one? Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah. You're doing great though, my goodness. And then you are done with that side. Bring that right foot down, knee bent, head down, take the hands away. Maybe a big sigh out through the mouth. Give a little roll of your head from side to side, ease out your neck. And then before we do the other side, bring your brick underneath the buttocks. We're going to come into restorative bridge. So to not let any grippy sensation in that right hip stay there, we want to get rid of that. If you're using cushions, you probably will need to fold it up so that it's a bit thicker. Doesn't give the same kind of sensation as the brick though. And then keep the left leg bent and start to stretch the right leg out long. You want to try and get a big, long, stretchy, lengthening sensation on that right, inside right hip, right thigh. But don't squeeze the buttocks with this. There can be a tendency to kind of give a bit of a squeeze of the buttocks. Let them go. And then you can either just stay with that right leg out long, or if you want to, you can now lengthen out the left leg as well. So in yin yoga, this variation with the legs out long is known as the pontoon. Nothing activated here. No gripping, no tensing anything. This is your release. So enjoy this part. This is the ease to your effort, the yin to your yang. And then carefully start to slide the left foot in so the knee is bent. Slide the right foot in so that knee is bent too. And then dig into your heels to lift the buttocks up away from your prop. Once the prop is moved away, lower down slow. Don't crash down. And then draw the knees into the chest, reset the back, a little rocking. If it's leg stirring you prefer, go for it. And you know what's coming, don't you? Can't leave you lopsided by doing just one side. So bring the feet down onto the mat. Know that this is the last part of all of this, and then we can do some nice, lovely yoga stretches and movements. Yay! So now we're going to keep the right leg bent. And we're going to bring the right hand behind the head. So resting your head into your right hand. Reach the left arm back behind you and reach the left leg forwards. Press the back of the waist into the mat as best as you can when your upper body is down and that leg's long. So that takes a bit of work, I know. As best as you can, 12 o'clock tilt with the pelvis. Pelvic floor muscles, core muscles switched on, prepared. Inhale. And then exhale, lift and reach. So the left leg comes up, left hand reaches to that leg somewhere. Inhale down, exhale, lift. Inhale down, exhale, lift. Inhale down, exhale, lift. Inhale down, exhale, lift. So keep pressing your head into your hands, don't pull on the neck. So I know we tend to do that if we want to try and lift a little higher because we think that's going to be more beneficial to the core muscles, but all you're doing is straining the neck. In order to lift up, the core has really got to be activated and the belly button's got to be really drawing down. Inhale down, exhale up. Inhale down, exhale up. So it's fairly quick, but controlled. You do not have to take the left leg down to the mat each time. I prefer to hover as it just keeps the thigh muscles and the hip flexors and core muscles engaged a little bit more and gives a bit of help out by using a bit of momentum. Inhale down, exhale up. You can blow it out through the mouth. You don't have to exhale out through the nose here. You might find that this side is a little weaker than your right side, so it depends if you're right side, left side dominant, left or right-handed as well, as to which is your stronger side, which is the side that's a little weaker and might tire quicker. Just notice these things. That's it. Take care of your neck. You can always leave your upper body down if you wish. It will still be effective as long as the core muscles are engaged the whole time to be reaching back. And then for the leg, inhale down, exhale up. Inhale down, exhale up. Each time the leg goes down, be mindful not to let your back arch, your ribs to flare. I know, lots to think about, huh? All the while you're moving quick and breathing. The leg and the arm do not have to go all the way down to the floor. I find that it's a big help to not do that, to actually not take them all the way down. Now we're going to keep that leg moving, but we're going to swap the hand. So the left hand comes behind the head and the right hand reaches across to the outside of the left leg. So there's a bit of a twist now. Inhale down, exhale, lift, twist. Inhale down, exhale, lift, twist. No pulling, no jerky movement. Yes, it's fairly quick, but not, just flinging your body about. As best as. Good, doing great. Inhale down, exhale up. Inhale down, exhale up. So kind of to that pace if you can. Again, pelvic floor muscles, in case they've kind of switched off. Belly button drawing down to the spine. We're going to keep with this left leg, but we're going to swap the arms again. So right hand behind the head, left hand reaching back towards the left leg. And this time, we're going to squeeze the left knee in each time that we come up. Inhale down and long, exhale, squeeze the knee in. Inhale down and long, exhale, squeeze in. Nearly there, folks. You can do this. This is why it was important to squeeze the brick earlier to prepare for this work. Jaw relaxed. And we're going to keep squeezing that left knee in, but we're going to once again change hands. Last set. So you inhale down and long, right arm, left leg, squeezing in. So there's a bit of a squeeze in and a bit of a twist with this one, as though you're trying to direct your right shoulder towards that left knee. The two don't have to touch though, so don't try and force to make that happen. It's just that direction. Good. If the neck is suffering, keep the upper body down and just draw that knee a little across the body towards the right shoulder each time. You'll get that nice yoga stretch afterwards, opening up through the front of the body. And then relax that left foot down, arm down, both arms down. Roll the head from side to side. It's a tough set, but you've done it. It's been done, gone now. It's already in your past. So let's do our pontoon. So with the knees bent, feet down, lift the buttocks up, bring your brick under the buttocks. If you wanted this time to take the brick onto different edge rather than the kind of flatter edge, if you wanted to go onto a higher edge across the buttocks, you could try that out. If that feels a bit too enthusiastic or a bit gnarly into the buttocks, then take it down lower level. Keep the right leg bent to start off with and just slide the left leg out long. Core muscles switched off, relaxed. So I tried it on the higher height with the brick. Doesn't feel so good for me. So don't feel you've got to stay with that because higher equals better. If it feels good, great. If it don't, change it. And then if you want to, you can lengthen out the right leg as well. And make sure the buttocks relax, legs relax, core muscles relax. There's nothing to be held here. Slow the breathing down, in through the nose, out through nose or mouth. And then carefully slide one foot in so that knee is bent. Slide the other foot in so that knee is bent too. Dig into the heels to lift the buttocks up away from the brick. Take it away and lower down slow. Don't crash down. Slow. Good, and then keep the feet down onto the mat. We're going to go into bridge to give another stretch into the front of the body, front of thighs and hip flexors. So knees and feet hip width apart, always done safest with socks off here with this. Arms down alongside the body, the chin tucked a little bit. Breathe in. And as you exhale, do a 12 o'clock tilt with the pelvis and lift the buttocks up away from the mat. Pressing into your arms, make them active. Press into the hands. The buttocks engaged a little bit, the inner thighs engaged a little bit, squeezing inwards. Long, slow, steady breaths. Inhale, and coming down as you exhale, easing down. And then once the buttocks are down, draw the knees into the chest, massage out your back however you prefer. And then make your way to all fours. So we're not going to roll to the side today. I've given you enough punishment. You don't need oysters after all of that, do you? So come to all fours. We'll do cat, which again will help to really stretch out the front and back of your body after the work that you've done. So hands and knees, spread the fingers out wide, middle finger pointing forwards. And then inhale as you draw the chest forwards, tilting the pelvis up so the back is dipping. And exhale, drawing the belly and round the back, pressing your hands down. Inhale, extends, drawing the chest forwards, tilting the pelvis up. Exhale, drawing the belly round the back. Keep going with your cat. Inhale, extend. Exhaling, round. Inhaling, extend. Exhaling, round. One more each way. Inhaling, extending. And exhaling, rounding. Inhale, neutral spine, child's pose. Exhale, take the buttocks back to the heels, knees together or wide, arms wherever they want to be. And then from here, come back to all fours and take the knees a little further back and the hands a little further forward because we're going to come down onto the belly. So bring the body weight forwards and ease all the way down onto your belly. And we're going to come into Sphinx pose. So slide the hands forwards so that your elbows are underneath your shoulders. And your forearms are in a number 11. Okay, so we're not kind of here, we're not in cobra position. We've got elbows under shoulders. Okay. So if I was to face you, imagine I'm laying on a pane of glass. My arms would be like that. Okay. And from the side, I'm like that. So elbows, shoulders, forearms. Yeah. Okay. Good. You'll find that if you have the elbows too far back rather than under the shoulders, that you're probably going to feel that into your shoulders more. So have a little check of your architecture of your posture. You can spread the fingers. And then this is active, so this is not a kind of passive position like we do in yin. This one is an active one. So stretch your legs back, press the pubic bone down, press your forearms down so you're not collapsed in your shoulders. And as though you're trying to draw your chest forwards and up, whilst you're trying to drag your arms back towards your hips. They're not going to move because they're glued to your mat. But as if you were trying to draw your elbows towards your hips. Or another little visual I can give you, not necessarily pleasant, but we'll go with it anyway. Imagine your lower body's in quicksand and your upper body is trying to carefully pull you out. This gets right into the postural muscles between shoulder blades, upper back, mid back. To keep it out of your low back, press the pubic bone down. Breathe. That too. And again, this just gives a nice lengthening to the front of your body after all of that crunching and lifting. And then let the elbows move out to the side. Bring the hands on top of one another. Rest your forehead onto your hands and rock the pelvis from side to side. Good. Come back into that Sphinx position. With this one, if you've got clothes on your elbows, you probably need to move them up so that your elbows and your forearms can grip your mat. Okay, you will need them gripping your mat for this next one. Okay. Important again, please check the architecture of your asana, your posture. Make sure your elbows are under your shoulders. And just for a little check, it'd be the same if we're doing plank, Sphinx, or if we was about to head into a headstand. We're not. Right? Where your forearms are kind of down on the floor like this, I'd like you to take hold of opposite biceps just to make sure those elbows are right under your shoulders. Yeah, and then keep the elbows digging into your mat so they don't move, and just pivot on them to take your hands back out into that forearm shape, that arms out. Yeah, that's it. I'm just having a little looky at shoulders. I would say, Janet, just a slight touch, have the elbows moving in towards one another just a little bit more, inch them in very slightly. Yeah, fabulous, my love, exactly. And the same, Dawn, as well. Just nudge those elbows in towards one another a little bit more. Yes, great. I know I'm being really picky. It's important. So from here, you can keep your hands flat or you can bring your hands into fists. Up to you. I want your arms really strong. You're going to tuck the toes under. You might need to rock your pelvis a little from side to side in order to wedge those toes under. That gives you a little clue as to where we're going. Yeah. Forearms active. Squeeze the buttocks and engage your core muscles. So as best as you can whilst you're laying on your belly, can you exhale, contract them, squeeze them? Keep them squeezed. Keep everything squeezed. Breathe in. And lift your legs up, lift your body up into plank. You're reaching out through the crown of the head and out through your heels. Legs strong, arms strong, core tight. Breathe. Now you see why I was picky about your elbows, right? Heels reaching back, crown of the head reaching forwards. Inhale. Slowly lower the body back down. Exhale, untuck the toes. Stretch your legs, press the pubic bone. Come back into Sphinx. So draw your chest forwards and up. Chest forwards and up. As though you're trying to draw your upper body out of quicksand. Legs very active. I'm going to do it one more time. Only one more time. We can do one more. Tuck the toes. So again, in order to try and wedge the toes under, you might need to rock the pelvis a little to make that happen. Before you even contemplate lifting, you're squeezing the legs, the buttocks. You're activating core muscles so that the waist is lifting a little from the mat already. Breathe in. Once you've squeezed everything, then you can exhale, press down through your forearms to lift the body off, forming a straight line from the crown of the head through to your heels. Hold and breathe. Hold and breathe. Let's have a look at your forearm planks. Don't drop the head. Reach the crown of the head forwards. Long line of strength through your body. Breathe in and carefully lower back down. Exhale, down, down, down. Well done. And you can untuck the toes, let the elbows slide out to the side, rest your head onto your hands. Rock the pelvis. Good. Bring your hands, palms down by the chest. We're going to lift into cobra and then very slowly into a downward facing dog. So hands beside the chest and inhale to lift the upper body up. Don't come too high. Tuck the toes, transfer to the knees, and exhale, unravel slowly up to your downward facing dog. So stretching the back of the body, all the way through the legs, the buttocks, through the back muscles, the shoulders, the arms. Drawing up through the belly a little to kind of give the low back a bit of a hug here. Draw in the low belly. And bend the knees, inhale, and carefully, slowly walk your feet up to your hands. Come to ragdoll at the front of your mat. Keep the knees bent. Your low back has just worked hard stabilizing you through those planks, so don't shock your back by trying to straighten the legs. Keep them bent. And maybe a little sway from side to side, maybe being still. And then bring the fingertips onto the shins, draw in the belly, lift up halfway to flat back. Inhale, so again the belly's hugging in to support the back. Keep it in as you fold in towards the legs. Exhale. Inhale, lift and lengthen. And then exhale, folding in towards the legs, just working to feel a good stretch on the back of the legs. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Belly is drawing in, hugging in, keep it in, fold into the legs. Exhale. Let's come into chair pose. When we come into this, really make sure you engage the core muscles. So inhale, bend the knees, drop the bottom, belly is drawn in, and exhale as you sweep the arms forwards and up. Now if you get dizzy lifting the arms, hands to prayer. Feet press down. Feet are trying to drag apart on your mat, but they can't. Inhale, coming to stand, exhale, press down into your feet as you lift up. Lift and reach a little bit more, inhale. Prayer pose at the heart, exhale. Drop the arms down to the side. Let's do swaying palm just to ease out through the side of the body, because plank works all this whole area. So the right arm out to the side and up, inhale. Side bending over, exhale. Coming up, inhale, left arm lifts. Exhale over. Inhale up. Exhale over. Inhale up. Exhale over. Good. Left arm lifts straight up. Inhale. Lower down. Exhale. And if you've turned to face me, turn back again, front of your mat. Take the arms wide and up. Inhale. Bend the knees to your forward bend. Exhaling down. Fingertips to shins. Lift and lengthen. Inhale. Fold into the legs. Exhale. Hands down to the mat. Step to down dog. Inhale. One foot back. Then the other. Doesn't matter which order. Exhale. Draw in the belly, come forwards to plank, inhale this high plank, and lower all the way down to the mat, exhale. Cobra, inhale. Child's pose, exhale. And then from here, we're going to be taking a twist. So come back to all fours. And I'd like you to make sure that you've got space either to the side of you, as we're going to be having a little inner thigh stretch with this as well. So I'm going to turn to face you. So with this, you can be hands flat, you can be fingertips, you can be fists, whichever serves the wrists for you. We're going to take the right leg out to the side, planting it down, either the foot facing forwards or slightly turned out. Left hand under shoulder, be it flat, fingertips or fist, as I've said. And lift the right arm up. Inhale. And as you exhale, reach the right arm through to the left. Twist and hover. Exhale. Inhale, open up. And exhale, twist and reach. Inhale, open up. So this is a nice upper body, lower body twist. Exhale, twisting. And we also get some work into the hip and the inner thigh with it. Inhale, reaching. Exhale, twisting. Inhale, reach up. And then I'd like you to pause there. Exhale, reaching those right fingers up to your ceiling. And then take the right arm back behind you. And it might be for some that you can hook the right fingers into your inner left thigh, hip area. And for others, that might be kind of like, that's fairy tale, Vernette. Stop talking weird stuff. And it might be that your hand is just kind of holding onto your t-shirt or your leggings. Great. Most important thing, draw the right shoulder back as though you're trying to turn the chest towards the ceiling. It's not going to happen, but as if you could spiral around. Planting the right foot down. Breathing. Then unravel the right hand from wherever you've got it. Reach it back up. Inhale. And bring the right hand back down. Exhale. Carefully come back to all fours. Do a little bit of a circling of the pelvis once you're there. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Let's take that to the left side. So inhale, stretch the left leg out to the side. Plant the foot down. Exhale, your choice if the foot is facing forwards or slightly turned out, depending on what's comfortable in your ankle. Right hand under the shoulder. We often need to shift it in a little bit. Right hand can be flat, fingertips, fists. Yeah. Left arm lifts. Inhale. And twist and reach it through to the right. Exhale. Inhale, open up. And exhale, twist, reach. Inhale, open up. Exhale, twist, reach. Really feel like it's the ribs that you're moving. Inhale, open up rather than just that left arm. Exhale, twist, reach, spiral. Inhale, open up. Exhale, reach, twist. And this time, inhale, open up, pause there, exhale. Those left fingers reaching up. Okay, then we're going to see if we can take the left arm back behind us and see if those left fingers might hook into the right hip. And if they don't, then we can just hold the t-shirt or leggings. Yeah, just whatever we can find. Draw the left shoulder back. If it doesn't feel good in your neck to look up, you can look down. And it's as though you're trying to turn the chest towards the ceiling. Trying to draw the left shoulder back. Good. Very nice. And releasing that left hand and inhale, stretch it up. And exhale, left hand comes back down. Come back carefully to all fours and hula hoop the pelvis around. Spread the fingers, tuck the toes. Let's get some length through the backs of the legs and find your downward facing dog. Hands press down and forwards. Lift the hips up a little bit higher than you did before in your previous down dogs. See if you can find a little bit more stretch on the back of the legs. Maybe, possibly. And then carefully lowering the knees down. And instead of taking child's pose, just carefully take the feet off to the side and come to your bottom. Come into butterfly. Good, so this is a yin posture, so we work in the sense of there's no forcing, no straining, no goal anywhere. So ankle bones, arm's length away from you. Find your length on the inhale. And soften, relax forwards on the exhale. And sometimes we try that out and it's like, oh no, hips don't like it, back doesn't like it. You could stay upright. Or you could take the hands back behind you and open up the front of the body rather than releasing into the back of the body. And sometimes I find with coming forwards, if there's something pinching in the hip, just a little adjustment of the feet can make a massive difference to that. Either feet in closer or farther away. Check in with the forehead, the jaw, shoulders. And so just whilst we're here, a little description of the next one. It's pretty hard to describe, but I'll give it a go. So just close the eyes. We can use our powers of visualization with this one. When we come down onto the back, we're going to be doing bridge again. There's going to be a very strange difference with it. And it will be that we will not be keeping the feet to the center, but we will be walking the feet off kind of in a semicircle to the side of the body. And those of you, some of you might have seen that I posted a little video of one class this week on Facebook where there was a feet shuffle that looked very strange, sped up. It's that one. Your arms and shoulder mobility will determine as to whether it's going to be a possible position. Okay, whether you can clasp your arms or your hands, sorry, underneath you in bridge. Okay, so just putting that little image and set of words in your head. Coming up, inhale. Exhaling there. I'd love to know what kind of images you now do have going through your head, but I'll never know that. So someone posted on there, said, it looks like you just did an exorcist movement or something. So it's not that bad. Draw the knees up, give yourself a little hug, and then make your way down onto your back. Carefully, maybe take your brick with you for if you like finishing off with restorative bridge at the very, very end. Have whatever you need nearby and come down. Good. If you've got socks on, because we're going to be doing a bridge, it would be safer with socks off just because the feet are going to be really needed in gripping the mat. Good. That's it. So come to lay down. Yeah, it's okay. I'm not giving you any fancy way of getting down on the floor. Just come down. Okay. So feet fairly close into the buttocks. Knees and feet hip width apart. So the chin tucked, all of our usual cues for bridge, the arms down alongside the body. Breathe in. And as you exhale, 12 o'clock tilt with the pelvis and lift the buttocks up. Good. Press down through the feet a lot. And this next position will kind of determine as to whether this is going to be a possibility or not. Wriggle your shoulders in towards one another underneath you. So it's kind of like a little shoulder walk, wriggle them under. And then see if you can clasp the hands, keeping your arms long, pressing the pinky finger edges of your hands down into the mat. So your hands are clasped under you. Your arms are long, pressing down into the mat. We have a little look, see what's going on with the arms. Yeah, so your shoulders really need to wriggle under. If you find that you can't press the outer edges of your hands down into the mat or the wrists into your mat and your arms aren't long because of a previous shoulder injury, this one might not be one for you to try, okay, just as a heads up. Because otherwise when you go to lower your bottom, it's going to end up being on your forearms as opposed to the outside of the arms. So really try to get those arms in close to one another under your body. Wriggle those shoulders under. Yeah. Press your hands down, Kim, into the mat more if you can, those forearms down. You'll need the hands clasped though with it. Yeah, so if those two things can't kind of happen, you know, like when we do chest expansion, we interlock the fingers. Yeah, so if you can't see my hands, I'm doing them right up close to the mat, kind of like this. You'll need them up to the screen, sorry. Clasped and pressing down. Okay, let's give this a go. So your hips stay high. Breathe in. And as you exhale, shuffle your feet over to the right. Shuffle, shuffle, toe heel them all the way over to the right, as far over to the right as you can. And then you try to lower your bottom down, and your bottom should come to the outside of that right forearm. If you've kind of landed your bum on your forearm, then that's somewhere you don't really want to be. It's not comfortable. I'd say lift the bottom back up. So this gives a side body stretch. Again, we're in this kind of C shape with the spine, getting a stretch into the shoulders and a little bit into the neck as well. Then we're going to lift the bottom back up. Inhale. And toe heel the feet back to the center. Exhale, wiggle, 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 wiggle the feet to center. Arms stretching long underneath you. And take it to the left. Inhale. And walk the feet over to the left. Toe heel movement. Wiggle, 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 wiggle as far over to the left as you safely, comfortably can with the legs and the feet. And then drop the bottom onto the outside of that left forearm. Again, if the bottom lands on the forearm, I wouldn't say to keep it there. I'd lift the hips back up. So the bottom's way to the outside of the forearm. You're not laying on the arms. Yeah, good, Lindsay, exactly. It's a strange little number, I know. Broken bridge. No. Side body stretch, shoulder, neck. Good, lift the hips back up. Inhale. Toe heel the feet back to the center. Exhale, toe heel, toe heel, toe heel. Undo the hands, wriggle your shoulders back out from underneath you. Breathe in. And lower down slow. Exhaling down, down, down. And that position, whether it be in person or via Zoom, would be always interesting to teach that one. Once the buttocks are down, carefully, knees into chest, and rock. And then either take frog pose or happy baby. So knees wide, holding shins, ankles, or lifting the feet up into this upside down squat that is happy baby, and maybe holding the outside edges of your feet. But not reaching for the feet if, as a consequence, you're then rounding and hunching your shoulders. As long as the upper body can be relaxed down, then you hold the feet. If not, go for the shins or the ankles. Don't end game to the feet by sacrificing the upper body. Good, and then come into making your way into relaxation. So closing the knees back up. Bringing the feet down onto the mat and either coming into constructive rest pose, pyramid shape with the legs. Restorative bridge if you're a lover of that for your back reset. Or with the legs out long in Shavasana. So we're already at 1:32 here, so I don't have a watch on today, it broke. So sorry for going over. If you can afford yourself a few more minutes here to just really rest your body after that practice, great. If you have other things going on in your day that you need to be to, then even if you can just get a few breaths just sitting, just to allow your body to absorb your practice before you leave, then great. And remember to do your body scan to make sure that we're not holding any tension from the practice and we're not going to our little habit holding places of tension. Sounds easy, doesn't it, to just relax, but we're kind of programmed now to always be needing to do something or to be protecting, tensing somewhere. So soften their face a little, even by perhaps having the slightest of smiles upon the lips so that it softens the cheeks. The shoulders heavy, arms heavy, legs heavy. If you feel the low back doesn't want to settle, sometimes a little tense and release can help into that by inhaling, squeezing the buttocks like you're lifting them from the mat, and then exhale, drop them, let them go. And another little thing I find to help if the low back is kind of still wanting to be doing something rather than relaxing is do some belly breaths. That can relax the back. Push the belly out gently on an inhale. Give a little squeeze of it on the exhale, just a few rounds. And if you wish to stay there a bit longer, then no need to move, no need to change where you are. But if it's time to go about the rest of your day, then take a long, slow, steady breath in and let it go. Bring movements back into your body. So moving the fingers, the toes, ankles, wrists, roll of the head. Have a big stretch if you want it. And then your choice if it's knees to chest or windscreen wiper legs. And rolling to your side and coming up into sitting. And taking the arms wide and up, inhale. Bring the palms together above your head and then exhale, prayer pose at the heart. Bowing the head to the fingertips, acknowledging all that we should be grateful for. And thank you as always for choosing to do your practice with me. Namaste. Thanking you.